everybody. My name is Christopher Velona,
And I'm Secondhand Steve,
and this is
A Man's Journey.
welcome to the show. Steve and I are here to discuss what it's like to be a male caregiver in the rare giving space or the special needs space. And from time to time, we have on guests,
Special guests.
special guests. Hopefully, you'll enjoy our guest today, Mr. Casey Rodgers. Thank you for joining us, Casey. How are you?
Welcome, Casey.
I'm doing good. Casey Rodgers is my Facebook page. Last name's actually Parks. I just change it because of what I do for a living.
We're glad to have both of you here tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
This is what do they call that? The doppelganger. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I
All
took
right.
it from Captain America. If you got to choose a different last name, I figure, choose one of my big blue
So to
Boy
be a
Scouts.
guest here, there's like a qualification you got to have, and apparently you meet it.
Which one?
And it's someone in the rare giving community who has a child or a family member with a rare disease. And would you like to tell us about your life a little bit, about what you're dealing with and how you deal with it?
Yeah, man. My little boy, Ford, he is just the happiest dude you could ever meet. He's so sweet and kind and funny. He's got a diagnosis of CTNNB1 syndrome. It's a hyper rare disease that is, just named after the deletion or the gene that he is affected. When he was diagnosed at 16 months of age.
And how long ago was that?
Well, he's 8 now, so almost 9 at the end of June. So however long ago that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
At
thought,
that public school math, I can't figure it
I
out.
thought he was 6. Sorry.
Nope. Little dude's 8. Yeah. So when he was diagnosed at that time, they brought us into the room and they're like, hey, here's the diagnosis. They had one study on it with about 30 people that they knew of worldwide that had the diagnosis. So they did not have much information for us. We're up to about 400 now, and it's continuing to grow. A lot of people out there that have been misdiagnosed with CP or CP and autism that have a CTNNB1 diagnosis, and we're just keep finding more.
Hey, I have a question. Real
Go
quick.
ahead.
This is this an anagram for a longer word?
No, that is the name of the gene, CTNNB1.
I see. Because when I do my diagnosis for my son, of course it's a part of the CLN, and that's a big word. I'm not really intelligent enough to say it correctly. So
Yeah.
so that's just the name of the gene that it is damaged, or is it missing?
Yep.
Or
So Ford has a partial deletion of the gene. It was a de novo mutation. So, everybody out there, we all have hundreds of genes that have been mutated just slightly from just natural. It's just the way it works. It happened that one of the genes that was mutated for Ford was CTNNB1. So just luck of the draw.
okay, so what happens when that is a partial deletion? What happens to the patient?
What's the effect?
Yeah, what's the effect?
Really, really wide spectrum. So there are CTNNB1 patients that can talk, that can interact with people in a almost normal manner. There are CTNNB1 patients that are able to walk, that don't have a ton of affect. And then there are others that are affected more. And it can be really on any of the different symptoms. A lot of kiddos suffer from autistic features, things like that. And they're all sliding scales. Ford is pretty far over on all of them. He gets around in a wheelchair. He has a number of autistic features. He is nonverbal, although he's working as hard as he can to be able to talk to us. He just has to figure out a way to make a different part of his brain access his speech capabilities. So it sounds a little bit different. Most people, other than his parents, can't figure out what he's saying, but we can. He is G-tube fed, so nothing or very, very little oral. It all goes in through that tube. Yeah, pretty wide spectrum for him.
So here you are, your parents, you have a child, and they always seem to misdiagnose the rare, especially the hyper rare, because they're trying to lump it in with something else they think they know about.
Oh yeah.
And the early and again the stress, the struggle, the not knowing.
Yep.
People don't understand the effect it has on everything, and to finally get the correct diagnosis, and then to find out they still don't know what, these 40 people had it.
30 at the time.
30.
Or 30 that they knew of. Obviously, a lot more had it.
And so they gave you the information that they had. And then you got to enter the world of rare disease. And then what most parents that I meet do is they actually educate themselves beyond what the doctors even know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I would consider you an expert on this more than, someone with a medical degree, probably because of your experience and everything else. What were some of the initial symptoms of Ford when he was young that led you to believe that maybe something wasn't quite right?
I mean, a lot of kind of the precursors of the stuff that I just laid out there. He was very, very non-mobile. So wasn't lifting his head, wasn't rolling over.
Very quiet.
Yeah. Probably, I mean, he had a good yowl. That kid could cry just fine. Which he did, and we didn't really know why. It turned out it was because he was getting hardly any nutrition. Like we were, that was probably the most frustrating and immediately concerning feature early on was, we were first time parents. So I'm sitting up there at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to give him a bottle. And I'm going, I guess it's normal for a kid to take an hour and a half to drink this bottle and for most of it to end up on his shirt. We take him in, we talk to the feeding therapists and they're, very well meaning, but
They just don't know.
they're telling Effie that, maybe you need to work on your latch. Have you tried holding him like this?
Wow.
Putting it on,
Put it on her.
Oh
yeah,
man.
that's exactly right. They put it on her. They put it. Oh, it's just, it was very frustrating. And then eventually he was diagnosed with failure to thrive. Finally, somebody paid attention. They noticed he had severe microcephaly, so very small head. And then they realized that things were not going well. And he was admitted with failure to thrive early on at about 4 months. He was given an NG tube. And they basically at that point they were like, hey, don't worry about it. You guys have just been having a little trouble feeding him, so the NG tube will get him strong and then he'll be able to eat more. And they sent us home. And
no resources, no one to talk to.
Literally nothing.
That's one of the reasons why Chris started this, is to give resources and a way to go for someone who is in a situation they thought they'd never be in a million years, and to be able to help them.
Well, and not only that, but the doctors are telling you that that there's nothing going on here, that this is, it's totally normal, and, little hints that this is probably your fault, but hey, it happens.
You must have felt like, yeah, thank you for all that stuff, but we feel something different. We see something different.
Yeah.
And they just, they weren't really listening because they thought that they knew better. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were still figuring out how to push back. I think we're still figuring that out. That's a continuing journey of how to continue to make your doctors pay attention when we need them to be paying attention. So fortunately, Effie's pretty good at it.
Let's fast forward to today.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this kid, he's all over social media. He's got his own page on Facebook. What's the page called?
Well, there's Once Upon a Gene. And there's effieparks.com.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so if you ever listen or watch those pages, you would see a really funny, happy kid who drives his mother crazy, which is the best part of my day. Uh, because I know you're watching Effie, and I love how Ford just completely just runs you ragged. So
Oh yeah.
it's really the juxtaposition from what you're saying and what we see today. But that kid's really strong. He's really fighting, isn't
Oh,
he?
dude, he's amazing. He is absolutely fantastic.
He's your teacher.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
lot of ways, in a lot
Yeah.
of ways. Um, that's the thing about Ford is the joy that that he has and that he expresses. Man, it's not like anything that um, I've experienced anywhere else in life.
No,
Uh,
these little beings can emote and radiate something you rarely see in life, and it's just it captures you, and it lets you. It's I think it's like a form of communication that's beyond words.
it
And
absolutely is. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
they're amazing.
Hmm.
Yep.
So in your family, there's you, there's mom, and there is one other.
Yeah, we got the artist of this
Ah,
beautiful picture up here. That's Esme, our little girl.
ah,
She's 6 years old.
cute.
Um, yeah, she is, man, she's a little Effie. I got
A lot
two
of
of them.
people might not know what that means, but what you're saying is outgoing, intelligent.
Yes, exactly. That was perfect, Steve. That's
A nice.
exactly what I meant. Not a pain in the ass at all.
No, no,
No.
no.
I've been married 3 times. I've learned.
So how does Ezzy get along with Ford? If you say that Ford is nonverbal, are they
Yeah.
able to communicate? Because I've seen these stories in rare disease where the nonverbals get along with the nonverbals, like they have their own language.
Mm,
Is that something that's happening at your house?
not so much. You
Is
know,
she able to understand him like you and Effie are able to understand him?
a little bit. Yeah. She can get most of it. Ford connects mostly with adults, but I will say his connection with Ezzy is growing, and it's a really special thing to watch. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Um, Watching her brain work through what disability is and the fact that it's important to her to have a
Wow, at
relationship with
6.
her brother. Yeah,
That's
she
amazing.
wants to try. She wants to be to have that be something that is special and to engage with him. Um, and she, I would say, in the past year, has really turned a corner in um, wanting to be with him, wanting to do things with him. Um, yeah, before that, a big part of the issue was some of his more aggressive behaviors that'll come out that are more autistic features. You know, he just couldn't stop himself from pulling hair, or from swatting people who kind of got within his bubble. It was a very it was a
Chris
sensory.
is like that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people aren't like that with Chris, that they just swat him when he
Well,
gets near.
you saw the lady that just left, you know.
Yeah, I sure did. Yep, yep.
That's why we're not
Hey,
together. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Now, so Ford started to get better at that. He started to turn a corner with being able to control his behavior, so she's not flinching when she's near him.
Mhm.
And she is taking advantage of that. And she is,
Wonderful.
yeah, they're getting closer and closer, and it's cool to watch, man.
That's awesome. So what uh what do you do for work, Casey? Are you a home caregiver or do you have a job? How does it work for you guys over there?
Yeah, so we want to keep things nice and low stress, right? We've got enough stress in our lives. So I'm a criminal prosecutor.
Oh,
Uh,
Perfect.
yeah,
no stress, lots of stress. Yeah.
yeah, no stress at all. I've been a criminal prosecutor for a little over 10 years now. I specialize in domestic violence right now. I lead our team for
Whoops.
I lead our team for the south of the county that I live in, here around Seattle. And I love it, man.
So here you are, you're a dad, you got a full-time, you have a career, not a job.
Yes,
And
sir.
you get hit with a very hyper rare disease your child has.
Yeah.
You're still married. You still have the same job.
That's incredible.
That there, just statistically,
Damn.
you won the lottery. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
it can't be that easy, Casey. Is it? I mean,
I wouldn't say it's easy, but I would say it's worth it.
It's a testament to both of your characters,
there
I
you
think.
go. Do you hear that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, we've been able to make it work, and I'm really fortunate. Effie is, she's just so amazing. She's such an amazing person, such an amazing advocate for Ford. And it's been necessary. She's let me focus on my career when I need to. That's not always easy, but
no doubt.
We just make it work.
So would you say that you're kind of like playing a background supporting character, and Effie's got most of the front position of the advocacy and raising of the children? Do you guys like equally help? Or, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, she's here. Pretty much for all day, she'll be here at home. So she's getting the kids off to school. She is taking them to doctor's appointments and all of that sort of stuff. So she's full-time mom on top of being, full-time podcaster and full-time rare disease advocate. She's a badass, man.
I'm glad she has good hero support. You.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I also heard that Ford goes to school. He's able to go to school.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
He goes to school every day, and they have him in general ed, and it's just freaking cool.
Nice.
The school that he has, we've been very, very fortunate.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, recently built. There was a period there where it looked like we were going to have to change schools when he transitioned from kindergarten to elementary. And the school actually stepped in and said, hey, if you guys are okay with it, we'd like to keep him here because this is a more accessible facility and we love Ford.
I love hearing stuff like that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that is not the experience that I've heard of a lot of places, and a lot of kids. So we love them.
We got some of that crap out here in California.
I'll bet.
If they age out, get out. They don't want to take on anymore of that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and it's not like Ford's like a light lift for them, There's a lot that goes into them having him as a part of the school, and they've made him a part of that school. All the kids know him.
Cool, man.
All the kids love him. He's a celebrity there, so it's really amazing.
Well, very cool. Well, you're a celebrity in your own right, of course.
My wife is.
Well,
I don't know about me.
Let's keep her out of this conversation because you love that mug. I want one. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who came up with the name Ford to name your child? I mean, were you a Ford ad and you said, hey, that sounds good? Or
man, we had a tough time coming up with a name for a boy. There were neither of us liked anything that the other one liked. We didn't want something that's just totally normal. The world didn't need another Chris,
Yeah, there's a lot of us. Look out.
Yeah. No,
there's only one Christopher.
If there's 20 people in a room, there's 3 Steves.
Yeah.
Another normal guy.
But Effie found someone suggested it to her one day, and she just immediately fell in love. And she came home and she said, babe, I think I got it. And she dropped it on me, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. That's an awesome name.
I used to joke with my
He's easy to shop for too. You just go.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
I used to joke about that. I wanted to name my kids Porsche and Ferrari.
Oh, there you go.
I named my dog Sophia after Sophia Loren. I didn't get a daughter, but I got 2 boys. One is different. Gauge,
Yeah.
Gauge, and that's from Emergency 51. Of course, I'm dating myself for all you viewers out there, or Emergency One. Or
My daughter's name is Jessica, after Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
That old lady,
Nice.
wherever she went, someone died. That one,
Yeah, that's the one.
every episode.
That's great. Nice. All right. So you're a prosecutor. You're a rare disease dad. You're a supportive husband. Tell us, like, what's it like for Casey? Does Casey get any Casey time? Do you have any like hobbies or anything like that? Do you do anything special for yourself?
What makes you happy, Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I try, man. It can be hard. It can be hard finding the time to carve out for it. Effie's great about trying to let me do that when I am able to find time. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of on a kick right now where I'm looking to build more time out for me because man, I started getting into that sort of rut where it's like, hey, I love being dad, I love being prosecutor, love being husband, but
you got to put on your own oxygen.
that's right. That's right. You're not going to be able to make other people happy unless you're able to be happy yourself. You're not going to have a good relationship with anybody if you don't have a good relationship with yourself first. So I've been trying to find more stuff to do. One of the main things that I do about once a month, I get together with same group of guys that I've been getting together with since I was in 5th grade.
Nice.
And we all play D&D. We sit there and we nerd out. Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh no way! Like the
Oh yeah,
the dice game with the little figures.
That's
you got it.
awesome.
I used to play that when I was 7, bro. Nice.
Yeah, I started when I was 4. Never quit.
We used to go to this place down in La Cunada where I was raised. This little tiny little dungeon. They called it actually the dungeon. And
Yeah,
just go in there and we would play the dice game after school for hours at a time.
that's awesome.
And
Yeah.
sometimes looking forward to something is more important than the actual something.
Oh yeah,
Knowing that you have that coming up is great.
yeah, yeah. So I found some other nerd friends around work, and we're getting together and doing stuff. We got speaking of things to look forward to. We're going to a Renaissance fair here.
Oh,
at the
ours
end
is
of the
going on right
month.
now. Nice.
Yeah.
They do that in the rain up there.
Hey man, it's beautiful up here. We've had 2 or 3 weeks of beautiful sun, so
Turkey legs and
we'll see.
jousting.
Yes, sir.
Beers, lots of beer.
Hey, we're gonna go mead. We're going to the Renaissance Fair. We got to get the extra nerdy level,
My
Fermented with honey.
my
That's
14
right.
languages. I mean, I'm watching on Netflix. I'm watching a show called it's about the Vikings right now.
Can I buy
Uh-huh.
it? Oh, what is it?
It's about the Vikings. God, it's killing me. I could go to the internet, but yeah, I'm catching up with you. So is your wife a nerd too?
Oh, hell no. No.
No,
No, she is as far away from being a nerd as you can get.
she looks like a nerd sometimes. I mean, no offense, but
Yeah,
Edit that out.
maybe sometimes it rubs off on her, but she's a cool girl.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get her to go to a Ren Fair with me here one of these days. I haven't been to one in about 20 years, but
Me neither.
Where?
At least 20 years. The Renaissance Fair. It's over
Oh.
on like Santa Fe Dam or something.
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I'm getting back into it.
Is that the same thing as what's that place?
Medieval times.
Yes, medieval times. We have there, yeah.
Kind of similar,
But this is like not an arena, it's like festival, like
Yeah.
all these different things. Well,
Yeah.
we should go.
It's
Casey, come
every
on down.
weekend until like
Absolutely.
Every week until the end of May.
weekend.
Well, y'all have a good one down there, don't you?
It's been 20 years, so I don't, maybe 30 years, so I don't know.
Fair point.
I'm thinking road trip. Let's go.
I like it.
Yeah.
That sounds great to me.
Tell Effie to go back to work. You come down here.
That's right.
Now
Yeah.
to get back to the advocacy part,
What?
Yeah.
make people aware of
Talking beers, man.
Ford's condition, to bring light to it, to
Yeah.
Okay.
now your wife
Yeah.
is huge into speaking, going around, make
Yeah,
it known.
that's
And
right.
the people you get to meet, the people
Mhm.
that come up to you and just thank you for the help you've given them. I don't think anyone could put a price on that and how important that is for one
Yeah.
human being to look at another human being and understand and know what they're going through.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's why the breast cancer survivors help other, breast cancer survivors. It's the like, attracting like, and
Yep.
the knowing, and the work you're both doing is incredible, because I think that she can't do it without you and vice versa. I think you guys come as a package. She's of course gets the podium mostly, but I've come to find that the person behind the person is just as important as the person, and you come at this as a team, which makes you even more effective. It is incredible.
It's true. I'm just edified what Steve's saying. I mean, I don't know how many people tell you, Mr. Rodgers, how good you're doing on a daily basis. I mean, this is the mom show. Everybody's like, "Oh, mom's great" and stuff like that. But very rarely do we have a dad come on. I think this is like maybe a handful of us that are
Yep.
actually doing that stuff and being a part of the solution, being part of the teamwork. So I see it. I've wanted to talk to you for years, but I know you're just busy putting away criminals and stuff. So I appreciate your time. I just want to tell you, from one father to another father, with another father listening in this space, you're awesome.
Thank you.
No, him.
Thank you guys.
Him. Yeah, him.
No,
Yeah.
I was looking right at him when I said thank you.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
thank you
thank-
for staying in and stepping up and helping out. It's
You could have taken the side door. You
Yeah.
could have taken the exit.
yeah,
As men, we have a lot of options to just flee
divorce,
and
Mm.
and to be able to stay with this, to go through it, like you said,
resentment,
and then to value it and realize
anger, lots of anger.
Yeah.
it's amazing. And the dads need to know, and men need to know that they're not alone in this, even though
Yeah.
we're kind of rare in that way also sometimes, I think.
It's true.
Yeah.
True. I mean, not everybody stays, Casey, and we wanted to just tell you that we see you and we hear you, and I know you don't do a whole lot like in front of the camera, like your friend over there, Effie, but we know that without Effie being as great as she is, she couldn't have done it without you. I mean, that's the truth. So we know you're a great dad, and we love hearing about your kids. So
I'm glad they both have you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you both. I really appreciate that.
Now, do you have any questions for us?
How much time you got? I mean,
Got all the time I want. I own Facebook.
you own it. Perfect. I like
Yeah.
it.
Wait, do you have somewhere to be?
No,
Okay, good. We got lots of time.
Yeah, man. I guess, Chris, we've kind of crossed paths a little bit, but
Yeah.
and I hear Effie talk about you all the time, but I've never really gotten to talk to you about your journey and where you're at in life. So I'd love to. I know you mentioned you have 2 kiddos.
Yep.
I'd like to hear more about their relationship and your relationship with them and how you're navigating some of this trickier stuff. You've mentioned you did have to go through divorce. Man, that's got to be
It
a hell of a thing.
was a choice.
and your children are older, so you can give them a preview of maybe what he's going to run into.
You don't want this preview, baby. Thank you for that too, as well. Yeah, what you don't know is I was connected with your wife at a very dark time when I
Yeah.
was really depressed. My second time. My divorce had already been final. I was dealing with trying to find work and trying to, push Project Sebastian forward with advocacy. And, I felt like a failure. And I was talking to this woman who I did not know, was just so kind and very, very sweet. And she simply reached out to me. I made like a morbid post on LinkedIn. I'm the angry dad in this space, and I'm not afraid to tell people my truth in a very sinister way of big pharma and clinical trials and testing and all that stuff. And that's a whole nother show. But out of the blue, this woman put me in touch with your wife. And she, first thing, it's like on LinkedIn Messenger, yo, what's up, dude?
Yep, sounds about right.
I hear you're a dad that needs something, and I was just like, who is this? You know, because you get a lot of random spam and stuff in this world, and rare disease is no different. Everybody's trying to take advantage of everybody, and so I just kind of played with a little bit, and you know, to this day, your wife and I are pretty tight. I love hearing her voice and just making her laugh, and she just has the most off-color comments. Of course, we can't talk about them live on the air, but she was just like a normal girl going through some really hard times too. And I think that's how we connected. And for the first time really, I felt outside of my family, which was, you know, kind of hit and miss in this area of support, because nobody likes to watch, you know, your family members go through this stuff and, you know, have this.
You met someone who understood.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't my ex-wife, clearly. And it wasn't anybody that was in my inner circle who could really understand the fear and the anger and the animosity and the rage I had towards, you know, God as I understand him, and watching your kid die slowly and not being able to participate and not having friends or having family members say, I can't do this with you. And she was like, yep, me too. And it was incredible. So she actually resurged my passion for advocacy, and was able to push Project Sebastian even further and harder. You know, I had a fledgling podcast at the same time that Effie had started it, and she was on my show and I was on her show, and we introduced each other to other people in the space. We just had a really great time. And through all of that, I was watching your two kids basically hang out and have fun. And you know, you kind of watch your own children at the same time. They say, well, my kids aren't doing that, so something must be wrong. But I realized that that it was just their own relationship, right? They had their own relationship. And Engage, who's going to be he's going to be 20 here in June, is very close to his brother now. He takes good care of him. He understands. He's not some dreamer. He's a very responsible person. And you know, Sebastian and him, they're really tight, even though that language barrier, like you're saying with you, with Ezzy and Ford, is the same thing. It's challenging, but they get each other, you know. I think that Sebastian just likes to have people in the room with him to feel like he's a part of something, even if he's not talking to him. Just listening and understanding. This guy is whatever this. So what you don't know is that Steve works for Sebastian. He's one of his caregivers, right?
That's awesome.
And so when he comes 2 or 3 times a week, all they do is laugh. They just laugh the other, and he drives them wherever he wants to go.
I talk to him like he can speak back. I don't ever talk down to him.
No.
I'll tell him what's going on with my life. It's just that connection. I don't want to deny him that connection with another person.
Well, I mean, Steve, what I will say is from the rare disease parent perspective, there is little in this world that is more special and that I'm more thankful for than caregivers who get it and who actually connect. That is so important to see somebody else step in.
Wait a minute.
A big one. Big raise. Big one.
Casey, we're on a budget. We're on a budget, man.
You're charged by the laugh.
It really is. It's vital when you don't have that person that can step in and provide somebody other than the parent. That's hard, man.
Chris got lucky because the other caregivers also are fantastic as far as connecting with them, making them feel loved and wanted and needed, and just all the things that any young man and young girl should feel.
But
Yeah.
what I will tell you this is that I've found there is a need for the male caregiver in the
Mhm.
male caregiving role, in the sense that we have a lot of women that are molding these kids, and the caregivers are also women mostly. So
Yeah.
having a duopoly, if you will, of men and women interacting with Sebastian, it's been such a surprise for me to
Hold on here.
watch.
Did you just use the word duopoly?
Yes,
We're not going to play Scrabble. No,
right. I'm getting
it's
better
like a
in my
500-point word.
no, I'm learning. I'm reading more and watching more YouTube. So, but I'm just saying, what a surprise, because you don't think that the male can have that type of ability and sensibility
Mm.
and emotional, compassion. And my last two male caregivers, have been really surprising, and actually has made our female caregivers better. And it's really odd to see the what's the word I'm looking for,
Well,
Steve?
we can just bring a different energy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, having that male influence in kiddo's life is important. That's important for anybody growing up, and it's no different than somebody with special needs.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
so,
Do you guys have caregivers at the house at all?
so Ford's in ABA therapy, and has somebody that comes and does that 4 times a week for a couple of hours. So that's fantastic. I don't know if you technically classify that as a caregiver, but as far as I'm concerned, man, he cares about Ford and makes a big difference in his life. We love him. His name's Daniel. Um,
Right.
you'll meet some amazing people on this journey.
yeah,
Really will.
yeah. We've had a number of other ones over the years that have phased out for one reason or another. I gotta say, my mom we would just die without her.
Oh,
Um,
she's involved. You got
yeah,
parents. You got
yeah,
parents. Nice.
got the parents. Yeah, but I mean, especially my mom. She's just her connection with Ford is, especially as her son, it's cool to watch. It's not something that I've really seen before. They just have something really special that goes both ways, and I love watching them just get to be joyful with each other. So
That's cool.
yeah,
That's very cool.
What a
Well,
the support Ford has.
yeah,
Amazing.
you're lucky. You're lucky. You're
yep,
lucky.
yeah. We are. We
Lucky.
absolutely are.
Does
I
that,
That's
does that
something I
make
think
sense?
about is people that don't have that. Man, that's got to be brutal
Yeah.
for people that are not fortunate enough to have that sort of connection in their life. Um, we have
Well,
another,
we want to fill the gap however we can. And that's one of the purposes of this
yeah,
podcast.
Yeah. Steve's gonna fly out there and take care of Ford for a little bit.
perfect,
No,
perfect.
no,
You're gonna keep paying him though, right?
Of course.
at that rate.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah. I buy you fly.
there we go.
So tell us a little bit about um, how the next steps are going to be, because
Mm,
I honestly don't know really very little about your son's diagnosis and disease.
yeah.
Are there treatments for what is ailing your son? Are there medicines? I would imagine that, like with Batten disease with Sebastian, you have a ton of actual side effects that come with that, or other joyous types of ailments such as epilepsy. Uh, do we have like a lot of different ailments going on at one, or is it just what you said earlier, like some autism, some epilepsy?
Yeah, CP, or what is effectively CP. Yeah, man, there's not any one thing that works. He's on a lot of different medications for spasticity. That's one of the causes of a lot of pain for him. His legs are super, super tight. Um, you know, so baclofen, trihexyphenidyl, a number of different other ones, carbidopa, levodopa. Um, those treat the symptoms. We've got a few different research plans that various different people are pushing, and that Effie is involved in all of them, of course. Drug repurposing,
Yeah.
genetic research, and I don't feel even qualified to talk about what the heck they're actually doing. But Effie is,
Where
she
can someone
knows
find this?
everything.
Where can someone find these resources? Where can someone find Effie? Where can someone find, if they have a rare disease like this? Where would you send them?
Yeah, so her podcast, Once Upon a Gene, is the place to go for all of that.
We'll just put it in the comments for everybody. That way.
Yeah. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. She's
And spell it's, you said it was effieparks.com, or
yes, sir.
could you spell that?
Effie Rodgers.
Yeah, I think if people can see the screen name there, that's I am labeled as Effie Parks. So there you go, because I stole her computer. Yeah, it's EFFIEPARKS.
All right, I just put in the chat. If you guys are watching this or you're listening or you want to come back and do a replay, you can see in the chat. Once Upon a Gene is one place you can find information.
Yep.
For what is the name of it again? It's
CTNNB1 is the name of the gene and the diagnosis.
Almost like that clothing company and one. Hey man, you know me, I like to make light of a lot of stuff that's ugly because it helps me get through the day. But I will tell you this.
Yeah.
If you don't laugh through this stuff, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. And I know that sounds really twisted and laughing at rare disease, but there's a comedian out there that talks nothing but about rare disease, and he's actually a funny guy. Most people outside this space would just be horrified, of course, but if you get it, you get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, Chris, I deal with rare disease, cops, and prosecutors. I don't know. We never laugh about anything that's dark. It's all very professional all the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
so I don't get that at all.
Imagine these conversations when he comes home. Oh, by the way, it's Cinco de Mayo. Is your margarita ready?
Oh no, like Chris, I almost turned you down for today because I was like,
listen to this
guy. I gotta get Effie's margarita. Like on Cinco de Mayo, that's not something I'm playing with. You want to talk about dad role or husband role? I gotta get that margarita on Cinco de Mayo.
Let's get you in the kitchen then.
Wow, this is like house husband 101. All right.
Yeah. So I put it on my calendar at work. I'm leaving early. I'm going home so I can make Effie a margarita in time to get here for the podcast. And
you did not make that girl a margarita.
Oh, I absolutely did.
I believe you.
Where is it? I don't see it. Is she
I'll go get it. Oh, you want me to go get the extra that I made her for in case she ran out while I was in here?
What she do? Just take it out the blender with a straw?
No, sir. No. See, I have to make special Effie margaritas. Like I have learned this. I've got it down to a science.
Is there a recipe? Good man. What's the recipe? Let's hear this Effie margarita recipe.
Yeah. All right.
Let's hear it.
1 Meyer lemon, 1 lime, simple syrup to taste. Not too sweet. She doesn't like sweet stuff. Grapefruit bitters. 3 ounces of tequila. And then just shake it up and pour it over ice with salt on the rim and a grapefruit LaCroix to fill up the top of the glass.
LaCroix.
And then
that's right.
Good ingredient, love.
Oh, stop it.
There, Steve, you got it.
Now listen, Effie, if you're listening, I want to know if you're watching me. I want to know if you're listening. I know somebody's watching and listening. I can see it on my Facebook. Are you enjoying that margarita? Does your husband get to stay for the night? Let us know. So, well, I'm glad that you joined us tonight on Cinco de Mayo. Thank you for clearing your calendar, Mr. Casey Parks. works.
And thank you for being so real and so upfront.
Yeah.
And joining us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you guys for having me on.
I just think we just need to have a guys trip, like a rare guys trip. A
love
rare
it.
guys trip. Yeah, we could just maybe make that happen, like somewhere safe, like I don't know, Mexico.
Beautiful.
Medieval times.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Casey.
Yeah, it was really good to meet both of you.
All right. Well, listen, I know it's getting late there. It's probably bedtime for some kiddos.
Yes, sir.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and your margarita. And hopefully everyone that's listening and learning today, you can always reach out to us. I always do this wrong. Let me get my tablet because I always get it wrong. You can reach out to us via
At?
email, men@raregivers.global. If you want to basically send us any comments, any tips, any tricks, or you just want to reach out and connect. And if you want to connect to Mr. Rodgers, we'll definitely put you in touch with him. Anybody listening that has this diagnosis, tell us again what it is.
CTNNB1.
That's right. So reach out to us and we'll connect you with Mr. Casey.
Or any diagnosis. And we won't drop the ball. We will respond. We'll help you as best we can.
Yeah.
Because no one does this alone. No one.
Dun, dun, dun.
You get a little loopy right now.
I'm reading her comments. She just called us nerds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And proud.
She's the
That's exactly right. My man, we've talked about Ren fairs. Like there's no avoiding the nerd label. Like that ship has sailed.
I was a nerd before the word nerd.
I don't know how to respond because I don't think I ever was a nerd.
That's called denial.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the nice river that I'll be going down. So until next time, fans, you've been watching A Man's Journey with our special guest, Mr. Casey Parks. I'm Christopher Velona.
I'm secondhand Steve.
Until next time, kiddies, we'll see you on the flip side.
And be gentle with yourself.